All right, so let's talk some Patrick Mahomes. I actually didn't think this was his best game, but there were some amazing parts. And actually, I think I'm going to start off with a play that I was going to end with, but I want to talk about it first. This is that, crazy play at the end of the game, that big touchdown. And everyone keeps saying, oh, wow, Mahomes bailed out by Tyreek Hill. That's not really what happened on this play if you watch the all-22 footage. So here's the play, and yes, I know it's blurry right here. Don't worry about your phone. That's not the issue. It's not even my equipment or anything. This was on Game Pass like this. So I don't know why it's blurry like this. I have no clue. It's not like this for any of the other plays, but just for like half of this play, it's going to look a little bit rough, but you can still see what's going on. And it's an important play, so I want to talk about it. So it's a cover 3 zone right here. And the way this concept works is you have a receiver running a deep route. You also have a receiver kind of running further underneath. Hill is running the deep route, so you think he'll get extra attention. But right when this play starts, they're not really paying Hill the attention they probably should. The corner moved in to cover the underneath route, so now you have a safety trying to cover Tyreek Hill. That's a bad situation, just period, especially when Tyreek Hill is currently past this safety. So, it's already tough, but now when Hill is past you, you have to turn your back. You can't look back towards the ball because Hill can burn you deep. And by the way, this is John Johnson, who, is a very good safety guy they just brought over from the Rams. So anyways, what's going to happen here is that what you would think logically is, oh, okay, just throw the ball further deep. Hill will make the catch and you'll, pick up a touchdown. Great. The issue with that is that Patrick Mahomes is currently off balance at his own 20-yard line. He'll probably have to throw it to the opponent's 20-yard line if he's going to just try and lead Hill at this point. Mahomes is an incredible athlete. That's like the most difficult thing possible. That pretty much can't happen. However, basically what Mahomes is doing and what he sees on this play is John Johnson has his back turned. It's going to be tough for him to play the ball. Whereas Tyreek Hill, he can much more easily look back and track the ball. If Mahomes tries to lead Tyreek Hill down the field, he'll probably, the throw probably won't get there. John Johnson can get back into the play. If Mahomes tries to lead Tyreek Hill towards the sideline, John Johnson is already running in that direction. He could potentially get into the play. Mahomes sees this and realizes, I should throw behind John Johnson. This is something we've seen Tom Brady do a lot over the course of his career. Just Brady usually does it a lot closer, right? He'll do it 10, 15 yards down the field, not 50 yards down the field while off balance. But look at this. I mean, this looks like it's Tyreek Hill bailing out a bad throw. This is Patrick Mahomes making a perfect throw on this play. That's exactly what Mahomes was trying to do. This is a smart play. This is not at least unless I'm completely wrong and it turns out Mahomes did miss the throw, but that's not my viewing on it. Maybe he'll come out in a press conference and say, no, I actually just got lucky. I don't think that's the case. I think he legitimately made this decision to throw it, and obviously Tyreek Hill, he made it a great play. He's Tyreek Hill. That's what he does. There was also something like this. So it's going to be quarters coverage, and you have Hill running a route that's, it's going to get into a gap in coverage, and the reason why stuff like this is important, I think, is this is the kind of stuff that Tampa Bay ran a lot in that Super Bowl. Not this exactly, but, 2 safety deep coverages, not letting themselves get burned over the top, forcing you to sort of throw underneath. That last play was one of the rare times they only had 1 safety deep. They did it some, but they definitely had a lot of 2 safety deep coverages. And I thought Mahomes on this play did a much better job of taking what the defense gives him. And this is what the Chiefs didn't do a great job of in the Super Bowl was, and again, part of that was just the Buccaneers took away even that little stuff, which made things difficult. But watch, right when this play starts, so Mahomes, there is a play action involved, and you see that there is a gap that Mahomes can make this throw through. This is the stuff that you're going to have to make a lot more, and especially with teams kind of making sure they don't get burned deep, well, then it'll open stuff up underneath, take that stuff more, which I thought the Chiefs did a pretty good job of this game. And watch how this is going to be a very accurate throw. Just a good job by Mahomes to get the ball to Tyreek Hill. Just good stuff right there. Now, I want to talk some negatives. Yes, that's right. I'm going to talk some negatives about Patrick Mahomes. I know, how dare I? There were some negatives. There legit are, and these are things that I do think that he might have to take out of his game a little bit. And it's weird. I've never seen a quarterback have more dropped interceptions than Mahomes. And I think there's probably some reasons for that. Like, I think one element is he throws the ball so hard that for a defensive back who's just not used to catching a ball from Mahomes, it's more difficult to catch than it is from, like, a Mitchell Trubisky. But, like, on this play, so what's going to happen is that it's cover 2 zone, and the 2 routes that he could look to are, Kelce and Hill. And I think that to some degree, I would say there have been moments where Mahomes has gotten some bad habits with having 2 guys like Kelce and Hill who get open so frequently. It's almost like a second nature for him of, okay, Kelce isn't open on this play. That means Hill almost certainly is because, well, Hill almost certainly is. But like, watch. So Mahomes takes a snap. Kelce isn't open, so he quickly gets to his second read. Now, that stuff is good. I mean, reading that play very quickly, like all of that. What I don't love is, at this point, this is not open. You can kind of see why Mahomes wants to make this throw, but, John Johnson on this play, reading it very well, he can run over and make this play. This is not a throw that Mahomes should make, quite frankly. He tries to anyways, and that could have easily been intercepted. It was just knocked away. That could have been a pick. It would have been a tough pick, but it could have been, and that's a dangerous throw for me and unnecessary because that wasn't going to work out. He has a little bit of that gunslinger nature in his game, and again, you are fine with it because of how much good it brings, but I still find it interesting to kind of talk about this stuff even with the guy who, is lighting the world on fire week after week. But like this one, in my opinion, was a much worse one, quite frankly. This is just a bad decision. So this is going to be a 3rd down situation. It's not 3rd down and goal, but they have to get to the 8-yard line to get the first right here, and they're currently at the 19. So it's 3rd down and relatively long, and especially when you're in, not quite in the red zone, but close to the red zone, the Browns defense can do a pretty good job of just sort of saying, hey, we're going to, play back, and there's just not much space for you to convert here. So the way this works is, well, it's basically the exact same concept as that first play I showed you. And on this play, so it's going to be kind of a similar mindset for Mahomes. He sees that Tyreek Hill has a one-on-one matchup. At least that's what it appears. The issue is that the last play, Tyreek Hill was past the safety, so the safety couldn't see the ball. On this play, that is not the case, so the safety can look forward and he'll see when the ball is coming. So Hill should not make this Mahomes should not make this throw to Hill, especially not when there's a second safety in the game who currently is covering nobody, so he can run over if he wants to. Mahomes makes this throw, and look, this is just a dropped interception. That's what it is. That's something that Mahomes completely got away with one right there, and that's again, in a close game, that ended up being a big deal. So stuff like that, there is a bit of, hey, maybe don't make some of these throws, but again, if John Johnson played the first play I showed you better and picks it off, then everyone blames Mahomes, but it works out a lot of times too. So there are some negatives that come with the territory, but there's a lot more positives. Also, I want to show this play. I could have just as easily made a Tyreek Hill film study, and maybe it would have been more impressive in this specific game, quite frankly. I thought Hill was just incredible. And again, this is the concept that is right out of what Tampa Bay did to the Chiefs in that game was, in the Super Bowl, was they played a lot of cover 2 man. It was cover 2 man, cover 2 zone. That's a lot of what they did. And, Kansas City struggled to get stuff open. But look at Tyreek Hill on this play. So he's going to be running a route that's going to stop basically right in front of the safeties. And look at how right when this play starts, so Hill is going to, run forward. And what's crazy to me is that 21, Denzel Ward, who I actually thought did a decent job at covering Tyreek Hill in this game for the most part, he's playing so far off Hill just because you can get burned deep with speed. And when you have someone like Tyreek Hill, it's just a mismatch against everybody. There's never been a player in the NFL who can blow by people the way Hill can while still being such a good route runner. There's been guys who have been really fast and really good route runners, like a Randy Moss, but Tyreek Hill he's faster than Randy Moss. Now, he might not be, he's not as big. There's other things he's not as good at, but just the pure speed that Tyreek Hill has along with his route running, it's incredible to watch. Because then when he stops, there's 3 Cleveland players in that area, but none of them really have the guts to go down and try to block that play. That's just kind of the fear aspect of Tyreek Hill. And for Mahomes, it's like, hey, use that. People like to discredit Mahomes and say, it's just because of Tyreek Hill, which, like, listen, you can make an argument that Hill doesn't get enough credit. I think that's an argument you can make. But the flip side to that argument is, hey, Mahomes has Tyreek Hill. He would be a fool not to use a weapon like that. And basically, every great quarterback has great weapons. So it's tough to say that. I don't really, again, does it help him? Of course. Is it the only reason he's good? Of course not. I mean, this play was just absurd, quite frankly. This is just one of those, like, only Mahomes makes this play kind of thing. So it's going to be zone coverage. That's the route he wants to throw to. It's not really going to get open. So look, Mahomes takes the snap, and he is going to, fake a handoff. Doesn't love what he sees, and now there's pressure. So this is an issue, all right? Nothing he wanted to see get open got open right away, so now he's just in trouble. However, Mahomes does a great job of, scrambling out. I mean, his scrambling ability is absurd. However, I've circled every eligible receiver on this play. Not a lot's open. There's a couple guys who are a little bit open, but Mahomes would have to make a throw across his body with other Cleveland players in the area. That's too dangerous. Can't do that. Again, he could take the check down to the halfback, but do you really want to do that either? And so instead, Mahomes somehow just finds a way to get into the end zone for a touchdown. I don't understand how Mahomes works. It doesn't seem like he cuts that incredibly well. It doesn't seem like he's that incredibly fast, but he's just, like, impossible to tackle. I just don't get it. I don't understand it, can't comprehend it, but that was just insanity right there. By my unofficial timer, it took him 8 seconds until he crossed the line of scrimmage, and he was pressured right away. So that's what a great, rushing quarterback can do. A great scrambling quarterback can do as well, is just get you more time. I mean, it's hard enough to cover Tyreek Hill for 2 seconds, let alone for 8 seconds. And then even when you've successfully covered him, Mahomes runs it in for a touchdown. It's unfair. Listen, it's only a matter of time before Mahomes becomes the most hated player in the NFL. I think the tide has already started to turn on him a little bit just because he's the best player in the NFL. I mean, even if you think, like, okay, maybe Aaron Rodgers is better right now because he just won MVP, which that's what I said, heading into this season, although week 1 didn't make that look too great in the Rodgers category. But even if you feel that way, obviously, we would all take Mahomes over Rodgers right now because, he's going to play for the next 15 years or so. So, what I always try to do personally, what I've tried to do more as I've gotten a little bit older is don't hate a player or hate a team just because they're good. Hating stuff is fine. It's just me personally. I don't like to hate someone just because they're good. I want to, if they're good, well, let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the fact that we get to see Patrick Mahomes. We can talk about the other stuff. There are some issues that, kind of do go under the rug a little bit because we're all blown away by the positives. But, there's so many incredible positives that I think it makes sense. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.